Howdy, kids.
Gonna do something a little differently today. Of course, you know I don't think biceps are that important, but got a request to do various and funny. So we're gonna try to do a bicep curl max lift. And because a week from today I'm in Turkey, so this is the last max effort day before competition, so I'm gonna mix it up and have a little fun. So viewer request to do a max day on various and sundry other type lifts, just so people get out there and get an idea what's going on. Also getting a lot of this is still people wanting to talk about Devin and Dave. Devin versus Dave. Dave and Devin. And I resisted it because I wanted to make videos that were like credible but had like long lasting value. Not a video about the prediction of a match doesn't seem that interesting to me, because like in a few months nobody would care. But I thought about it, and I think the Devin versus Dave, Devin versus Levon is a interesting introduction to genetics. People call about, oh, he's got good genetics, he's got bad genetics, he's got the levers, he's built for arm wrestling. And so, let's talk about what good genetics for arm wrestling is. First, I'll contend that I don't think the sport is at a point yet where we've actually defined what the proper genetics or what the preferred genetics for arm wrestling is. Unlike other pro sports like NFL quarterbacks, the NBA, Major League Baseball pitchers, where the top tier athletes in those positions all have a fairly similar genetic code. I mean, you can look at somebody and say, yeah, he's built like a quarterback, he's built like a pitcher. If you look at the top ranked arm wrestlers today, Levon, Dave Chafee, Vitaly, Devin, right? You got two very distinct body types there. You got the Levon and Dave style, let's call them the chimpanzees, compact, powerful built. And Vitaly and Devin, they're like the lemurs. They're like the wavy guy at the car wash. They're all tall and lanky and like Freddy Krueger in The Nightmare on Elm Street when he walking down the road with his claws on either side. So just so we know where we're at, 10, 20, 30, 60 plus 4, so that's 105 pounds. Still not complete warmed up, so we're gonna go slow from here on. 105, not much, so it's less than 50 kilograms. 50 times 2 would be 100 plus 10, less than 50 kilograms. But I've always been in the camp where I always thought the Devins and the Vitalis had the preferred genetics for arm wrestling. Lemur style. But the Dave and Levon style makes a good showing. And if we look at the recent matches, when Dave and Devin pulled, it spiraled down into a double King's move. Stalled out. I don't know. Some people think the King's move some sexy looking matches. I can probably do without it. Visible, you know, spectator wise. I understand what's going on there. I understand some more Tricia, but it's like, you know, some people like the UFC fights when it goes to the mat. I like it when they're standing up. So, it's preferences. But when Levon and Vitali pulled, Levon top rolled him. So, Levon's got some skills. He pulls Dave inside, he pulls Vitali outside. Not to make a prediction between Levon and Devin. I think Devin can win. I think anything's possible. I think he's got a very good shot at winning. But I will say, I think Devin beating Levon is a far bigger accomplishment than Levon beating Devin. What did I say that was? 105? So this is 95. 105. Let's try 115. I haven't trained biceps like this in years. I can't remember last time I did a barbell curl. It was probably back in college. But as the body types change, of course, there's been quite a significant evolution or progression in the two. You know, Devin used to do a lot of inside pulling, a lot of tall. You know, now he's pulling way outside. Dave used to be a lot of side pressure hooking, and now he's developing a top roll. So both those guys are, you know, going into their gym, developing skills that they didn't have before. So they're both definitely more accomplished than what they used to be, which is scary to take some of the top people in the world and then watch them get better. $115, 25, 95, 105. Wait. 45 plus 50 is 95. Plus 10 is 105. Plus 10 is 115. Okay. I'm having a hard time doing the math. And when I pull Dave, you know, I can't stop him from rolling me out. When I pulled Devin last, I couldn't move him off center. So if I had to pull those guys, I definitely would not park down there where Devin wants to be. And I would definitely try to stay away from a position where Dave could roll me. Let's go by 10, 115, 115, 120, 125. But I still think Levon is probably favored to win. I mean, the man hasn't lost a round in years. And he's pulled just a huge variety of folks. And he's a very aggressive, offensive arm wrestler. Devin used to be a very aggressive offensive. He's transitioned into a more passive defensive arm wrestler. Dave has stayed an aggressive, going for the win, constantly fighting for the pin. So, but Devin went into the laboratory and cooked up a plan. There's no doubt about it, he's got a plan. He's been dedicated to it. It'll be that first match between Levin and Devin. Devin and Levin and Devin. It'll be interesting, but I think it won't. I think we won't know till. I think it'll take 3 or 4 matches, because Devin's definitely got a later round strategy for him cooked up. All right, what did I say this was? 125. This just feels so awkward. I also don't have the flexibility to grab this bar. Not had that much weight on it for a while. I'm afraid I'm going to get too tired of, well, I'm doing ones now, so it'll be fine. That's 125. If I add 10 pounds to it, that's 135. Ooh! You get to put on the big boy plates at 135. Let's see. What else, genetic wise? I still think the lemur style, Devin and Vitaly, are better suited for arm wrestling. Although, yeah, because I always thought if arm wrestling ever started making millionaires and I was relegated to coaching, I'd go find that body type. I'd recruit that body type to become an arm wrestler. Specifically, I would go look for college quarterbacks or college baseball pitchers. You know, folks who couldn't make it there, like maybe they got injured or something. Primarily on their left arm. They're like if they were a left-handed pitcher and got injured left-handed, we could still make them a right-handed arm wrestler. But I don't know. Levon changes things a little bit. Levon and Dave, look at them skills. I'm thinking the chimpanzee style might be right, especially if you took Devin and Vitaly and put the weight on them, you would then end up with some of these 6'8", 450 plus pound guys like the World's Strongest Men competition. So now you'd have just giant everywhere. But I think that would be formidable. You'd have the reach in the hand and then that power. It'll be interesting. In which case I'll have to go back to 180 pound arm wrestling by then. 135. Big boy plates. Lifting fine. Everything just gets pins and needles at that bottom end. But for just starting out, the fact that there isn't a defined arm wrestling type is very encouraging, you know. So that means no matter what your body type is, there's a chance for you. There's a place for you in arm wrestling stuff. We don't have unified theory down, and you know what? It might be that way for a long time. It'll be interesting what develops after the King's move, which seems to be fading. I think Devin's done modified the King's move to that new standing style he's got. So it'll be interesting to see what comes up. Oh, comparing Devin versus Dave. The whole point of all of this. Got lost in the weeds. I can't predict between the two of them because they pull me differently. Devin will certainly not pull Dave the way Devin pulls me. Although Devin's pulling everybody the same way. And Dave would not pull me the way he would pull Devin because we're just two different types. Devin certainly feels stronger than when I pulled him. Dave is certainly stronger than what I knew from years ago. To compare the two, I can't do that. Based on their last match, I would think, based on the last match in WAO where Devin won, I would think that gives Devin the advantage because Devin certainly hasn't gotten weaker. And since that fell back into that King's move, Devin's improved that part of it. And what Dave's improved is a top roll style of it. So, you know, if Dave dropped down and felt that, if he top rolled back and fought more in the center, it'd be interesting. It'll be interesting what Levon does when he goes aggressive, and if Devin stops him there, it'll be interesting to see if Devin parks out there or comes back up. 35, 40, 145. Dead but rising. 145. Hello, kitty. You have to cut me some slack if I'm cheating or using bad form. I haven't done this in so long, so I'm trying to stay and curl straightly. Not with my back up against something and strict curling it. I'm not that much into it. I think we're close to the end anyways. So that's 145. Powder softener just kicked in. 150. Dead but rising. 150. Let's see, it's Wednesday. Oh, this won't come out. I'm almost a week or two ahead of the video, so this won't come up for a while. Okay, what did I say it was? 35, 45, plus 5, 150. At 150. I gotta run upstairs. I gotta go to the bathroom for a second, so I'm just gonna hit pause. Howdy. I had to run to the bathroom instead of making y'all wait. What's also weird about talking about these guys is both Devin and Dave are, consider them, well, I like to say friends of mine. We're not like attending each other's anniversary parties or anything. But I trained with both of them. I've known them for years. Although to paraphrase Charles de Gaulle, ooh, I'm going to swap this to a 10-pound plate. To paraphrase Charles de Gaulle, arm wrestlers don't so much as have friends as they have interests. So if I was training for a match with Devin, I could very easily go up and pull with Dave, and vice versa. So it always gets weird, somebody that you're good friends with that you can end up competing against. But that's why I don't advocate for matches between training partners and stuff. It gets bad that way. I think it gets awkward. 35, 45, 55 is 155 pounds. Although, I did meet Levon once at one of the Zlotys. We were wearing like very similar leather jackets. He was huge. And his hand just grabbed my... So I called him little brother all night. We're sitting in the hotel lobby drinking various and sundry flavors of warm room temperature beer. And people would translate between the two of us, but it was funny. I had a really good time with him. That was like the last Zloty I went to. That would have been, man, 2017 maybe? $35, $45, $55, $155. All right. Whew. You're all down there going, I've got sisters that curl more than that. I say, I don't doubt that you do. So, 155 was a no. Kind of thought that was going to happen. Let's see if we can drop down to... Oh! That was too much of a jump. I'm going to try to get to 150 then. So 35, 40, 35, 40, 45. 135, 140, 145. I did 150, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, I dropped back down to... Could have swore I did this. What was I writing down? Okay, anyways. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did this. 35, 45, 50... 135 plus 10 is 145, plus 5 is 150. I'm pretty sure I did 150. I'm writing 150 down. Okay, that's what I thought. So I can do 150, I couldn't do 155. Because that would be with the 10, 35, 45, yeah. So I can do 150. 155 is an X. So, let's see if we can do... 152.5. So, got a super magnet here. See if it sticks to this plane. It's so strong. This is like a 40 or a 50. This magnet will hold like... This is a super magnet I bought when I was doing some research at one of the fuel system companies. I think I was working for Bosch. Super strong. This thing will hold like... I don't know, this little 3/4 inch diameter magnet will hold like, it's crazy, it's like 45 or 50 pounds. And if you get your finger in between it, when it gets near metal, it'll pinch the finger, so you got to be really careful. Did you hear that? When that thing grabs, it grabs with vengeance. The beauty is, it'll easily hold a 2.5 pound plate on my barbell. I don't know if you saw what I had before. This railroad spike weighs a little over a pound. So we'll put a 2.5 pound plate on the barbell. Yes, 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 they make magnetic weights. I do not have magnetic weights. As an engineer, I have 40 pound, 3/4 inch diameter super magnet. They come in a stack with spacers between them, and I separated them, and two of them got too close together. They smashed together so quickly, it fractured one of them. One of them actually broke. I've got 3 or 4 of them around. I can't remember what I paid. They were surprisingly not that expensive. Anyways, 152.5. Alright, so we are headed for back to 155. I have to believe you're the frozen one, dead but rising. Alright, 155. Whew. What is 155? 70 kilograms would be 140 plus 14. So 70 kilograms would be like 154. So I'm trying to do 70 kilograms. The guy I have a super match with this Saturday, no, a week from Saturday, has 100 kilograms, 30 kilograms more, 66 pounds more than me. Ain't no thing. Curls are mostly for showing off anyways. Dead butt rising. Alright, 155, 155, 155. Sorry, I'm going to switch to the 10 pound plates. Just in case I get it, it'll look better on the video. Alright, 2.5 pounds more than last time. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Might have cheated that. I don't know if I threw it up or not. Let it rest and see if I can't do it slower. I think there might be a 156 or 157 pound curl in me, but we'll just try to get 155 cleaner. I'm going to try not to sit so long. I'm going to come back, get good firm, and just see if I can't get it up. Alright, we'll try one more time. I'm counting it as 155 anyways. We're just trying to do it again to make it not so I don't get all the comments about how sloppy it was. Alright. I'm counting that as 155. I'm going to kill the camera now. What else I'm going to do to finish this up is I'm going to do some wrist curls, standing wrist curls, And I'm going to drop the weight. I'm going to do some reverse curls. Then I'll wrap it up. Thanks, kids. Like me on Facebook. Have your grandma and your grandparents subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye.